Colorism is not religion.
Colorism has nothing to do with your age. Prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a darker skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnicity or racial group. Colorism has been happening since the 1600s. Time when people think of racism is usually against people outside of their ethnicity group. Colorism is discrimination among the same race. The idea of racism and colorism are the same, pretty similar. The difference, colorism is the same racial group and racism is different people from you. It started from when the masters raped or forced the slave women to have sex with them. The darker you was, the farther you was in the field, and the lighter you was, the closer you are to the house, because you're the daughter or the son of the master. So it started from jealousy from our own race. Now, ever since then, people have never liked dark skins or always think light skins feel better than dark skins, or even the other way around, just depending where you are. Colorism is not only in America, it's the whole earth. Everything has to do with color. Everything dark is bad. It starts from it's not even people. It's like, oh, the devil has to do with dark red, and God has to do with light, bright, shine. Um, they got angels, they have devils, they have black cats, they have white cats, they have everything is colors, and people think lighter is always going to be better than darker. That's not the case, but it's been like that before time. Let's be honest here.
Are you going to ask the question? Or? Okay, so colorism is a major issue within the African American community. You see it within free communities of color during slavery. You see it in the postbellum period, and you still see it today. Studies of African American female students in New York schools talk about it. But basically, it's the imposition of like white European norms of beauty onto like African American peoples, where lighter skin tones are valued over darker skin tones. European facial features are valued over sub-Saharan African facial features, where straightened hair is valued over other forms of hair. And so what is largely is within the African American community, the imposition of white supremacist values of whiteness over blackness. Harmful psychological effects on those adherents who are constantly judging themselves against the European standard of beauty that they hit in varying forms, because it's simply not like, their standard of beauty. But by valuing themselves in accordance with it and seeing their distance from it, it creates this double consciousness idea of inferiority within the mind that is incredibly harmful and self-destructive. But largely it's the internalization of attitudes of white supremacy.
Girls are seen as more ratchet, and they just basically, in a boy's mind, to me, dark skinned girls, it doesn't matter. They have to be light skinned, thick, long hair, natural hair, and they have to be pretty, and light skinned girls are seen as more classy than black girls, basically, dark skinned girls, basically. And dark skinned girls, if their hair is like super short, they're counted as bald headed. Light skinned girls, say light skinned girls, it has short hair. Oh, she just regrowing her hair. She's not bald headed. So yeah. And then another topic, another thing. Dark skinned girl A dark skinned girl has to be seen to have.
And I just feel as though dark skinned girls don't get enough love. Like, I don't know why, but we just don't. Like, I feel like it's the social media as well. Because, like, you see light skinned girls on Instagram and they're just this, that, and the third. But whenever it's a dark skinned girl, oh, she's too dark, oh, she's too that. But she be the prettiest dark skin, like, and they just feel the type of way, so.
Put us in a certain box where they'll either say we're too white or we're too black, or you can't do this because you're this, blah, 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 or you act this certain way because you're light skinned, which makes no sense.
How does colorism affect people of different skin tones?
It affects everybody because, you know, like light-skinned people get treated different than brown skin and dark skin. Light skin is the way to go, and brown skins get treated different for no reason. Shit, I don't know.
How do you feel like, what does like, when people say ignorant things like that, how do you feel about it? How do you feel
It
about
makes me
that?
feel agitated because it's stupid, and most of the time we turn out we're all black. We're all from the same place.
Back in 2006, I went on the Tyra Banks show, and I went to Los Angeles, and they took me around to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, a mall, and some other prominent areas, just walking around kind of flirting with people, asking questions, seeing how people responded to me, just as I am light-skinned. And I got favorable responses. I would ask questions. I went to a barbershop, men asked for my phone number, things like that. Then I went back to the studio, and I spent 8 hours in a chair where they spray painted me about 6 or 7 shades darker than what I am, so I became a dark-skinned woman. And I went back to those same places, and I was treated with disdain. I was ignored. No one asked for my phone number, although me, myself, I thought I was a much more attractive woman, dark-skinned. It hid my blemishes and things. But I was definitely not treated the same as I was when I was light-skinned. And that has made a prominent effect in my life because I had friends of all shades and colors. And my darker-skinned sisters would say stuff like, yeah, they're just doing, and I would be like, that's not why they're mistreating you. Oh, yeah, it is. Society really looks down on darker-skinned people. So now that I've been in college and stuff, and my master's is in environmental justice, I started seeing that actually this is international. Like even in the Indian population from India, they score themselves and class themselves according to color. There's Latino nations that do it. I mean, it's every race all across the world. Darker is worse and lighter is better. It's really not good, and we've got to change that before we start trying to make any changes in the world. We've got to start looking at each other as just people. Because we're all going to be brown in about 10 years anyway. Everybody's going to be brown in like 10 to 50 years. We're just all going to be brown people.
Especially if we stay in the sun.